Welcome back, Mariah Monetize here, and today I am giving you a stimulus update. So we have an issue at hand. These programs that were created are about to expire. For example, the PPP program is expiring August 8th. What is that exactly? It's basically loans that are given that don't have to be paid back to businesses that have claimed to have needed them. We are all very familiar with the fact that many businesses have been given these loans and will not repay them, and they actually didn't need them. So these PPP loans, 60% of them are supposed to go towards payroll protection, and the rest can go to things like utilities, rent, health insurance for employees, and a few things similar to that. So anyways, let's get into the update, because the problem here is that nothing has been passed yet. There is no CARES Act 2. We are absolutely just sitting around waiting for what the next updates are. So we got two updates on this Sunday morning. The first one comes from Steve Mnuchin. And the bill, he basically is saying that there's a big, basically saying the bill is supposed to be introduced on Monday. But we have been hearing that it was last Wednesday and days prior, and that has not happened yet. So he said here that his main focus is on kids and on jobs, the PPP, and then also money for schools. He mentioned that the bill is $1 trillion, and there's between $1 trillion and $1.5 trillion left to put into the economy. But when he talks about that specifically, the problem is that $1 trillion that's left to put into the economy is for things like hospitals. So this isn't going directly to the American people. He mentioned that the bill can be done in parts, but it seems like the Republicans more want to do it in parts, where the Democrats just want to get this thing rolling. That's kind of the overall general sense that I'm particularly getting. I think it's not a bad idea. Why not prioritize the most important things and get those bills passed and then move along? He also mentioned concerns when it comes to lawsuits with schools and universities. Think about it. You are someone who you particularly want your child to go back to school, and you pay tax dollars so that your child can go to public schools, and all of a sudden they are no longer allowed to go. Well, how about getting a refund from all the tax dollars you have spent on that? And so I'm guessing that's what he's referring to when he talks about concerns over lawsuits and lawsuits with schools and universities. His whole theory is that people shouldn't get paid more than 70% of their normal wages to sit at home, which I completely understand. We don't want to create this helicopter money mentality, right? So we need people to be incentivized to go back to work. And what we obviously saw the first round was people were getting more money to stay at home and be unemployed than to be out at their jobs working. So the problem is that people weren't incentivized or ready to go back to work because they would be making more money just sitting at home. So there were actually both Democrats and Republicans that opposed the payroll tax cut. So Mnuchin tried to kind of say that it was more of a Democrat thing, but there was actually also Republicans that opposed that as well. So at this point, 32 million Americans have filed for unemployment. He mentions that there was 10 million jobs that were created. I would say it would make more sense to say there are 10 million jobs that returned. So the second interview that we got today out of Capitol Hill was from Larry Kudlow. So he basically said, federal moratorium on evictions, which expired Saturday and aimed to protect millions of renters from getting evicted during the coronavirus pandemic, will be lengthened. This is massive news. There are a lot of people in America who are on the verge of their seats. They are nervous, they are stressed, they don't know where their next move is because of the protection plan that was put in place expired yesterday for renters. The problem though is that he's saying the program is going to be lengthened, but he's not saying when it's going to be lengthened or for how long. So these are very important questions that we will just be waiting to get answered. So I can only imagine what it would be like to be someone who's currently in a position where they are going to be evicted and they do not know where they will be living next. And this is just unacceptable, and this is information that they need to provide to the American people quickly and get things passed. It's just hard to believe that it's still taking this long. Where is the urgency? So we heard news that a $1,200 check is coming, but we do not know who will be receiving that check. We still don't have details about children or dependents, and if that is also going to be $1,200 or $500, those questions have not been answered yet. So we have heard about talks of tax credits, for example, businesses being able to write off going to restaurants. So that is trying to encourage people to get out there and spend more. And we obviously know that food service is such a main component of our overall economy, and we definitely want to get all those people back to work. So that's a great incentive there. So the ban on evictions, which applied to federally supported or funded rental properties, covered more than 12 million renters. That is a lot of people that do not have the answers and need to know exactly what's happening next. I just, once again, really feel for people that are in that current situation. This just leaves low-income renters in a very, very vulnerable position. We all hope that this would get solved rather quickly. I guess on the flip side, there is some positive news that there are some states that have initiated and extended their own moratoriums on evictions. So hopefully we get more information tomorrow and we get an update on what's happening and where this bill's at and what we can expect from it. So that's all I have for you today. If you want to get your first free stock, go ahead and sign up with my link below for Robinhood. You can also get some free Bitcoin if you use my link as well. If you sign up for Coinbase, that's all I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.